Do I need to even say anything? Look! Major nostalgia is coming in hot with this one. I already did 4 looks with this, and I have a lot to tell you, and I'm going to be doing 2 more looks for you today, one with each palette, and I cannot wait. I can't wait to show you these. But first, if we haven't met before, hi, my name is Sherry. Welcome to Makeup Therapy, a place where we like to unwind and just forget about everything for just a little while and just have some fun playing with makeup. So like I said, I did do 4 looks already with these palettes. I really just wanted to be able to show you all the different shades, so those looks are pretty monochromatic, if that's more your thing. I have those in my shorts, so if you want to get a feel for each shade, go check those out for sure. And like I said, you can find all 4 of those in my shorts. They're not really tutorials or anything, I'm just trying to show off the shades. But today, we are going to be kind of mixing and matching shades with, well, not mixing the 2 palettes, but mixing and matching the shades within the palettes. If you haven't seen them, this is kind of the lighter one. We have blues and greens in here, and this one is much more dark and spooky, purples, greens, and some blues in here as well. We are going to do 1 look with each palette and use everything else in the collection as well, so we can get a look at everything. But can we just take a moment to appreciate this packaging? We've got the highlighter that changes pictures. We have these adorable little lipsticks. They all have these little cobwebs on them, which are so cute. And we have these super adorable palettes, Creeps and Crawls, and Ruh-Roh Reggae. We have some Batscara and this really cool little eyeliner component. I do love this, but I have to say I was kind of disappointed that we didn't get some of GlamLite's, you know, signature, really cool kind of collectible packaging. I would have loved to see this packaged in like the mystery machine, kind of like, you know, their palettes with the, I think it's a cupcake and the cake in the like the ovens and stuff. I would have loved to see these in the mystery machine. That would have been so cool. I'm wondering if they're doing a part 2 though, because I did see her ask on Instagram what we would want to see in a second release. So maybe we'll get that in a second release. But I did also see there was another brand that came out with a Scooby Doo collection. They did have a mystery machine shaped palette and some other cool things. I have never heard of the brand. I don't even remember what the name of it is, but they did have that. So I don't know, maybe it was a licensing thing that they couldn't do something similar at the same time, because these came out almost at the exact same time. I don't really know, but I am kind of missing that something special, but it doesn't matter because it really only counts, or what really matters is what's on the inside, and these are some beautiful color stories. So enough about the packaging, although I would be lying if I said I have never bought something just for the packaging. Am I the only one on that? I'm not the only one. I know I'm not. Case in point, did you see they Makeup Revolution Grinch collection with a fuzzy palette and a fuzzy eyeliner? Like, I don't know if the palette's gonna be any good. I did hear the eyeliner was really good. Has nothing to do with this. I just kind of wanted to show it off. So yeah, it's fuzzy, and the palette is also fuzzy, and I definitely bought it because of that. But I mean, it's Makeup Revolution, so it's pretty inexpensive. So I don't feel bad about it. All right, so let's take some look at some swatches. Let's go ahead and take a look at some swatches. You know what I absolutely love about this? The colors that you see on the palettes are what you get on the inside. It is so incredibly disappointing when the outside packaging is super colorful and fun looking, and then you open it up and it is absolutely nothing like you expected, and a lot of times just neutrals and some fun packaging. Oh, I hate that so much. So there are no shade names in here. The pans are just numbered 1 through 10. In both palettes, the entire top row is shimmer and the bottom row is mattes. And that leaves us with a splitting the shimmer to matte ratio 50-50, which I do kind of like. I think we are missing some lighter shades, especially in the Creeps and Crawls palette, the more purple and blue one, but the highlighters pretty much kind of correspond with the palettes. One that's more green and one that's more purple pink. So you can absolutely use those highlighters for inner corner highlights. I think there was a little bit of a missed opportunity with this eyeliner. I would have absolutely loved to see a nice deep purple instead of black, but either way, like, the component is really cute. But man, if we could have gotten a shade of eyeliner that actually matches, and then maybe even a bright green one, that would have been so cool. And then we have the mascara. There's nothing special there really at all, just a plain old black mascara, but it does have a fun tube, so yeah, there's that. I have used everything with all of my other looks, and after using them several times, I do have some thoughts to share on all of these. Actually, I did way more than 4 looks already just on my own time that I didn't film. I used these palettes quite a bit, so I think I have a pretty good feeling about it. We also have some pretty dramatic lashes, but if you're going to be doing some pretty dramatic looks out of these palettes, which, I mean, can't really get away from that, I don't think. So it makes sense that these lashes are dramatic as well. I really, really like these lashes. And then lastly, we have 3 lipsticks. I think this was another missed opportunity here to do something a little more colorful and fun with the lip shades, but that's just me. That's just my opinion. I know some other people have said that they are happy to see some more, you know, quote unquote wearable shades instead of anything too crazy, and I do get that. So now that we have gotten all up close and personal with everything, let's put it on our face. All right, we are going to start with the Creeps and Crawls palette, the kind of darker one. Here's a reminder of what they look like. A couple things before we get started. Number 1, these are going to stain your eyes. So use a good eye base to kind of minimize it as much as possible. And number 2, I have not done a single look yet where I have been able to avoid fallout. Like really, really bad. Really bad. And it's not easy to wipe away. Every time I've had it, I had to redo my under eye base. So I am going to be using these AOA shadow armor things again. You can get these on Shop Missy for $1 to $2. They're really cheap. I just like to, you know, kind of get some of the stickiness off on the back of my hand first so they're not too sticky. Because I am tired of having to redo my under eye makeup. So I'm going to put these on. Doesn't have to be perfect. So that's going to save me. Hopefully that's going to save me. You guys, I finally got the Sigma and Samantha Ravndal set. I am so stinking excited to be able to use these finally. Such tiny little brushes. Like, she designed the majority of these, and she did a phenomenal job. These are going to be so incredibly useful. I used a couple of the face brushes doing my base, and I love, love, love them. I love Sigma brushes anyway, but these are fantastic. And she really did think about the actual function and the size, and there are a couple brushes in here that are completely unique that I've not seen anywhere ever. And one of them being this brush, which it looks like, you know, a regular tapered blending brush, but look how small it is. It is going to fit in the crease, especially for us hooded eye gals. It is going to fit in there perfectly. I'm so excited. But anyway, which dark shade do I want to start with? Let's see. I have a look in mind, and I kind of really want to use the purple, but can we do both? I am actually going to start with the deep purple. I already have my Natasha Denona eye base on, by the way. I think I'm going to start with the really dark purple, not all the way on the inside here for like the halo eye, because that part is what I want to have blue, but I want to do the dark purple around it. Hopefully that doesn't look too crazy. Hopefully the dark purple doesn't end up being darker than the blue. So I'm just kind of starting with that on the inner and outer. I just want to make sure that the edges are at least blended a little bit. Oh, this one, by the way, that I am using from the Sigma and Samantha collection is the Detailed Blending. I don't know if these have numbers. I don't see a number. I don't know. I don't know. It could just be that I can't see it, which would surprise no one. Okay, so next I'm going to go into this one right here, and then we're going to go into this one. So I'm going to do the purples like around, and then I'm going to do like the greens in the center. Can't talk today. Okay. I am just going to blend that all the way around the outside of the first shade we did. These two shades blend in together really nicely. I haven't had any problems with that. Now I'm going to take the light purple, and when I picked up the Samantha Ravndal set, I also grabbed the soft blend set because I've been wanting that for quite a while, and I'm going to use the soft blend 10 to put that lighter purple around here so we can have a nice, well, soft blend. I'm kind of undecided on if I want to take any of this through here. Part of me kind of wants to, so we can do kind of a fun liner up there, but part of me does not want to do that. I think we'll compromise. I think what I'll do is take just the light purple across here so that there is something for the shimmer to go up into, because I don't want to bring the shimmer all the way up to the edge of where I've blended. This brush is fantastic. That is really giving me a really nice blend. And this lighter purple is really smooth. Okay, I think I really like where that light purple is, so I'm gonna bring it back down to deepen up the other shades again. So I'm gonna go into the mid-toned one and then back into that dark one. Get everything to bring it all back and make it more saturated. And I'm just gonna kind of go back and forth between these same shades until I'm really happy with where I like it. You don't have to just whack it on and leave it, you know? Okay, now I am going to go into the dark blue here, and I'm gonna use a rougher 26 to get just in the inner corner and outer corner there. Let's see, hopefully this will work out. Okay, yeah, that works just fine. That's really nice. That is really nice and opaque. I'm not having any trouble with patchiness. I didn't have really any trouble with the shadows in any of the looks that I did. I think if you go in really heavy-handed, it can take a little extra work to blend them into one another, but I mean, that's with most shades anyway. But yeah, I really haven't had any issues with them being patchy or too dry, not blending. I think these are working really, really nicely. All right, I'm gonna use the blue tealy shades for the shimmers. Look at those. These are so pretty. Okay, these are pretty flaky, chunky, sparkly. I'm going to go ahead and spray it, so hopefully we can keep from getting too much fallout. So I'm gonna take the darker one and put it on the outer parts next to the blue. I'm gonna start like right next to it. Oh, that's so pretty. And then once I have less on the brush, I'm gonna kind of blend it into the mattes. I can feel it. I can feel it falling. But wow, that is so pretty. Get just a little more right there. Holy smokes. So pretty. All of these shimmery shades in here are gorgeous. In fact, while I have this palette out, these shades, like, they'll surprise you. I don't know, can I get it to show up in the mirror at all? But no, because so this one right here, you can see that looks like a lavender kind of. And then we've got like this more magenta shade. The magenta is all I see when I look at it straight on. But look at that. All of these shimmery, shifty shades in here are gorgeous. But I do recommend swatching them before you kind of like put your look together, because you never know. I've had one of these shades, this one, looks lighter in the pan, I think. Is that how it went, or was it the other way around? But it ended up being darker. Yeah, so this one looks lighter in the pan than this one, but when you put them next to each other on the eye, this one looks much darker. Oh, they're so beautiful. I can't get over it. Okay, moving on. I'm gonna get the dark blue over on this side. Oh, this is such a pretty shade. I'm just gonna put it lightly at first and blend it into the mattes and then go back in. Oh my gosh. These are pretty creamy too. They're just really nice. Okay, now I'm going to take that lighter teal shimmer and put it right in the middle. Oh my goodness. I'm going to kind of pull it over, mix it, blend it. Blend it into the darker one. Because of the shiftiness and them blending in really well together, you almost can't tell where one stops and the other one begins. Just for the heck of it, I'm going to put some on my finger and pop it in the middle and see. Oh my goodness. That is so pretty. Okay, I just bought this like shimmery toppery shade from Sugar Drizzle. I think this is what I'm going to use to kind of line the top of the halo part where the shimmers are. Stuff like this always makes me nervous that I'm just going to screw it all up, you know? I know I say that a lot, but it's true. So I have two new liner type of brushes. One is this teensy tiny little angled liner brush that is in the Samantha Ravindal set. But then there's this guy that Rephr just came out with. What do I think I would screw up with the least? I kind of feel like this one would be too thin. I don't think you would be able to see anything with that. I'm going to try this one. I'm just going to put a little bit of this on the back of my hand. Good gracious, that stained already too. It stained green. Maybe I won't put it on my hand. Maybe I'll just take it right off of the applicator. Oh, Lord. Okay. It's easier to do this in just a big swoop instead of, but I don't know if I can bring myself to do that. Just do it. Just do it. Okay, that's not bad. I'm going to let it dry and put another coat on. It's really pretty, but it's really, I don't know. All I see is pink. And in here, I see blue and green. I mean, that's why they call it a multi-chrome. That's okay. It's still really pretty with the look. All right, I'm going to let it dry. I'm going to let it dry. I'm going to let it dry and give it another coat. Let's help it along, shall we? I love these little fans. They're so useful. They're great for me as someone with hooded eyes to be able to dry down the liner faster, so I have less chance to stamp it up into my crease on accident. Speaking of the hooded eye and crease, can you even see that? I'm gonna have to make it a little thicker in the middle, I think. Okay, I don't think that's bad. I don't know if it was necessarily the right choice to go with this look, but it's fine. I like it. So this Rephr 34 brush is so nice. It stayed nice and sharp. It didn't flay out on me at all. It has enough give that you're not just poking yourself with it, but it's firm enough that I had plenty of control. This is a really great liner brush. I'm really happy to have these. The shade of this, in case you are wondering, is, hold please, Blue Raspberry Punch. Blue Raspberry Punch. I'm gonna have to remember that and get some more of these because I really did like it. I really do like it. All right, let's take this off and tackle the lower lash line. Oof. Okay, how did we do? Not bad. Not bad. I think we lost some coverage over here, but it's not terrible. This did come down lower than I wanted it to, so we kind of have that started on the lower lash line. Okay, so I feel like what I'm probably going to do is the blue on the outer and inner, and then put the lightest shimmer right in the middle down here. I think to do that, I'm going to use this detailed pencil brush from the Samantha Ravndal set. This right here is the normal size of the Sigma pencil brushes. So there's not a huge amount of difference, but this is a little bit thinner and it has much more of a pointed tip on it. If you can see that, I don't know if you can tell here. So it is a little bit smaller. I think that's going to be great for the lower lash line. I try to be careful because we can still get fallout. Ooh, okay. That's great for me to get in that little divot in the corner of my eye too. I'm gonna grab my rougher 26 and just blend that out a little bit. And since we already have that there, I guess we're bringing that around too. That looks like the mid-tone shade. I think I'm gonna do the lightest one. Blend the blue out with. These rougher 26s are perfect for blending under the lower lash line because it is a big fat pencil brush, but it's very fluffy and has a lot of give in it, so it blends at the same time. These are great. That purple blended, that's the lightest shade too. I think it did a good job blending out that dark blue. So I think for the shimmer under the eye right here, I'm tempted. Do I want to use the glitter primer down there? I think I'll spray it and see how we do with that. I'm going to take the lighter of the two blue shimmers and just pop it on right under here. And kind of pull it out both ways to blend it into the matte. That's not bad. I'm going to stick a little more on and then see if I can blend under this with the light purple again without flinging sparkles everywhere. I just want the tiniest bit of it just so like the thickness of it matches up with what's around it. We got a couple rogue sparkles, but not too bad. Not too bad. Okay. Now for the inner corner, I think I'm going to first put down that lightest purple. Can I reuse this for that without... If you're on Sigma getting the Samantha set, or for anything really, and you haven't tried it yet, I highly recommend these switches. They're super good. Way, way better than the normal like color switch things, and I will use these for all of my brushes, even my roughers. The other ones I would never use half of my brushes with them because it will just destroy them. But these, it's silicone and they work really, really well and will not destroy your brushes. At least I haven't had any problem with that yet. Okay, I'm gonna put that light purple matte down first, and then I'm gonna use the highlighting palette. I can't get over this. It's so cool. All right, we have, can you see it? There. So we have a more purple pinky one and a green one. So I'm gonna go ahead and take that pinky purple one. I'm gonna use this again. Am I? Yeah. I'm just gonna spray it and pop that on the inner corner. They are chunky. Maybe I shouldn't put that purple down first because it's still a little darker than what I would have liked. But I mean, I pretty much didn't have a choice because I already had color there. Okay, that's not bad. All right, I'm gonna finish off. I'm gonna go ahead and use the liner and the lashes. You know what? Let me see how well I can show you the liner. I have seen some reviews on this saying they really didn't like the liner, and I don't know why. I didn't have any problems with it, and for me, this goes on super opaque the first time. It goes very nicely over the top of the shimmer. I haven't had any problems with it. You do need to shake it up though, if you can hear that. So let me see if I can show you putting it on. So I'm gonna have to use this other mirror to do that with. I don't know how well you're going to be able to see this. I'm not really set up for this because I don't show this normally. Glides on really nicely. Oh my God. I was being so careful. I must have had that on my finger that I set on my cheek. Are you kidding me? Oh my gosh. Hold, please. Oh, these just are not easy to get off. They do not flick off with a brush. I've tried this spoolie thing before and it did not work. Just smeared it, but we'll try again. Was that on my finger? Where did that come from? All right. That's gonna have to do. It's not great, but it's fine. It's fine, it's fine, it's all fine. Okay, back to our regularly scheduled programming, our regular scheduled programming. Yeah, this glides really nicely. It's nice and opaque. Goes right over the shimmer with no problem. I don't mind this liner at all. I'm not really sure. Like, I think Annette's Makeup Corner is one of the ones who said she didn't like it. I think. I could be wrong, but I don't remember why. I think she did say something about it flaking off on her, but I know an initial application, I don't think she liked it either, but I don't remember why. Okay, I'm gonna let that dry. I'm gonna go ahead and finish the rest of this off and come back and show you the completed look and the lashes. I will be right back. Okay, I am back. Here's the finished look. I like it a lot. I really love these lashes. I don't know, they're nice and fluffy, but not too big. I also have on the lipstick from the orange tube here. It's a nice neutral. I thought this was going to be more on the brown side, but it's kind of corally a little bit. One thing to note, when I started doing my lashes, all of the sparkles that were on my lashes fell onto my face, so now I still have it all over. I just can't win. So seriously, my recommendation is, if you're going to use these palettes, do your eyes first and your base after all of that is done, because it doesn't come off nicely. It smears, it makes, like, it smudges. It's just not ideal. I'm just gonna leave this alone and hope that I don't smudge it at some other point, which I probably will, but that's okay. Now, the liner I have in my waterline, I used this one from AOA Studios, the Shop Miss A. It's like $1 something. These are really good. They're really creamy. They go on really nicely and they stay on until you take them off. For the price, these are amazing. I will say, it doesn't take much for them to dry out though. They come with this really flimsy, like, seal, this kind of a seal that you rip off. If at all possible, stick that back on before you put it away if you get these, because otherwise they will dry out completely. And I've tried to bring them back with Inglot or Duraline and some setting spray. Like, they'll never be the same. I know they're cheap, but you know, you want to get more than one use out of something. So if you do get them, try to keep that seal. Keep them very tightly closed. They dry out so easily, but so worth it. These are really, really, really good. To tight line my upper lid, I use the Laura Mercier Cake Line Tight Liner. This stuff is great if you have a problem with it, you know, your Tightline pencil or whatever transferring to your waterline. This really doesn't do that. This is my favorite thing to use now. I did use, well, you know, I used the liner. We used the liner together. I used the mascara on the lower lashes. Well, I did use them on my upper lashes too, but you can't see that because of the lashes from the collection. I like this for the lower lashes a lot. It's not messy, it doesn't get everywhere. On the upper lashes, it doesn't do much. Like, it's okay, it's fine, but it doesn't give you volume, it doesn't give you lift, you know, it just doesn't lengthen. It doesn't really do anything other than coat your lashes. If you want to see it and how it looks, go to my shorts that I did with this palette. That's where I use the mascara. instead of the lashes, and you'll be able to see it. I won't use this on my upper lashes from now on, like, but it works really nicely on the lower lashes. So I am happy to at least have a use for it where it works really well. So I think that is everything. All right, so the Ulta Black Friday sale is starting in 48 seconds. So I'm gonna go do that. And then when I'm done with that, I'll come back and we'll do the second look. Okay, well, the Ulta app crashed as I was checking out, and I have not been able to get back in. So we're just gonna get on with life for now. All right, so for this look in the Ruh-Roh Reggae palette, we're going to be using these 6 shades right here. I am going to start off with the deepest one over here. It's kind of like a blurple. Yeah, kind of. That's what we're going to be starting with. Nope, that's not what we're going to be starting with. I'm going to do things a little different than I usually do. And I'm going to start with, ooh, the lighter blue. Okay, another brush set that I got. Listen, I love brushes. I love them so much. I got a Real Technique set. I got it more for the face brushes. I'm going to give this one a try. Okay, so I'm going to take the light blue, and I'm just going to kind of keep it on the outer half. Yeah, this brush is very flimsy. So if you want a nice wash of color, this will do it for you. That's not what I'm looking for right now. So let's get a different brush. Okay, I'm actually gonna take a rougher 15. This might be too big, I don't know. That's working okay. I'm gonna keep this in the outer half and outer corner. I do want the edges to be nicely blended because I am not going to blend this out with another shade, I don't think. Okay, I'm gonna kind of pack it on a little bit to get a little more color. Oh, for a second there I thought I forgot to hit record. That would not have been good. I'm actually gonna go back to using my soft blends brush for the edges. This just works so good. Holy smokes. I'm gonna need 10 more of these, please. Did this get a little out of control? Maybe. I'm just gonna go blend out the edges again, bring it, kind of tone it down a little bit. Okay, now I'm gonna do the front part, and in the front part, we're gonna do the green here. For this, I'm gonna go back in with this detailed blending brush, kind of really pack it on there. Pack it on to get it as saturated as possible, and then just blend out just the edges. I love these two shades together. I think it's so pretty, and they blend into each other really nicely. All right, I'm gonna deepen up the outer corner with that deep blurple color. I think it's leaning a little more purple. Why do I have to keep looking at it? Yeah, it's purple. I'm just gonna put this in the outer corner here. This is going on perfectly. It's going over the top of that blue one with no problem and no patchiness. Yeah, it's blending out nicely. Oh, I forgot to put my patch on. Oh no. Ugh, whatever. Ulta, come on. You can do it. I believe in you. Doesn't this happen every single Black Friday sale? Ugh. I'm just going to take a little more of the lighter blue to blend this again. Blend around the edges. This is going to drive me nuts. Ugh. I want to wipe it off so bad. Let me try something. Let me just load up on a heap of transparent powder. I want something really flimsy though. Let's try this. It's gonna take a ton of powder. What made you think this was gonna work? Well, whatever's left, we will just, it's not as bad. Yeah, whatever's left, we're just gonna have to incorporate into the lower lash line, but I guess this kind of worked. Maybe it's just covering it up. I don't know. Yeah, we're leaving it. All right, onto the shimmers. I'm just gonna go these 3 shimmers, darkest to lightest. I know those first 2 look pretty close in the pan. This one is much darker. They both have a little bit of a flip, and then just because we're showing it off, here's the green one. Ooh, it's so pretty. I love these shades together too. Why does stuff just disappear off your like it was right in front of me and then it's gone. I am going to go darkest to lightest on the shimmers. How about this time we do use some glitter glue? Glitter primer, sorry. I'm gonna use my NYX glitter primer. As always, don't use too much because it will crease so bad. Oh, I almost wish I would have done an actual cut crease for this look. I'll do my best to make it look like one. First one. Ooh, oh my goodness. Wow, it's so pretty. Okay, so for the second shade, I'm gonna keep it, oh my, holy, what? Look at that one. Oh my God, that one is gorgeous. Holy smokes. I hope you can see how gorgeous this one is. Pull it over into the other one a little bit more. Wow. More fallout. Oh, good Lord. Okay, I feel like I should have remembered this. Maybe I didn't use this one, I don't know. No, I definitely did. I used, between the 4 looks I have on shorts, I used every single shade. I'm gonna kind of work on bringing this up a little bit to blend it into the matte above, which takes away from our cut crease that I was trying to go for, but it's too late now. Then, wow, now for the green shimmer. I'm just gonna put a little more NYX glitter primer on just to make sure this hasn't dried down. I'm also gonna plop some on the inner corner right away. I'm gonna put that green shimmer in the inner corner too. Oh, wow. Let's see if we can mush these together a little. Oh, all right, get it in the inner corner. I am gonna top it with the highlighter later, if I remember, but if you're not planning on picking that up, then you can see how it looks with just the green shimmer in the palette. At least there is this lighter shimmer in this palette, unlike the other one that had no light shimmer. I can't get over these shimmers. They're so gorgeous. All right, onto the lower lash line. So this time I'm gonna try out this other one from Samantha Ravndal set. This one that's really skinny. I'm gonna use that under here. See how that works out. It's got the tiniest, I don't know how I can show that to you. It's got the teeniest bit of fluff on the end of it. So I'm gonna start with the deep blue. I'm gonna pull that just a little over halfway. I'm gonna take the lighter blue to blend that out. We'll see if this has enough fluff to do that. I think the fact that I tried wiping that glitter away, or the fallout away with the white powder, is affecting this. See if I can pack it on a little, because you can definitely see like the white powder mixed into that, so it's not the shadows. It's just kind of blending away. Okay, I'm gonna go back to the rougher 26? Yeah, for the light blue, but I'm going to pull the light blue in almost all the way, because in here I want to put that shade from the middle right in there between the green and the blue matte. I'm actually going to take a little bit more of the glitter primer to put there. Don't always use this on the lower lash line. In fact, it's rare, but these are just so sparkly. I feel like I kind of need to. And also, it's going to give the shimmers that much more oomph. I'm just going to take a touch of the green to kind of pull that back in a little. What do we think? I think this needs a little bit more green right here. This part right here is looking a little bare. I think we are good with that, and we can finish off. And then it is time to talk about how we feel about this collection. Are you kidding? What the heck? Come on now, come on now. At this point, the universe is just pranking me, bro, right? What the heck? Good grief. I almost forgot when we come back, besides, before we talk about everything, I have to put the highlighters on and stick that highlighter in the inner corner here. So we still have to use the highlighter. Is that everything? Because we're using the liner and the lashes, the lips. So yeah, we still have to do the highlighters. some might say the best part. Maybe not the best part. These shimmers are pretty special. I think they're the best part, but second best maybe. Okay, I am back with the finished look. Here it is. Obviously, we used the Scooby lashes again, and this time, since we did one of the light ones, I figured we would do a dark lip in the green tube. I did the Laura Mercier to tightline the top line. Again, used the liner up there. I really like the liner. Just my opinion though. For the waterline, I used the Melt Beetlejuice one. It's just the perfect shade. I usually default to this one for any bright green shades like this because it's just a perfect color to go with it. This is, let's see, 2 years old now, and it is still really nice and creamy, and these last a really long time. Highly recommend the Melt eyeliners. They're super soft when you first get them, so they're not that soft still, but they're still very creamy. They go on nice and opaque. They stay on. They're wonderful. I think that is everything for the eye. So what do you think about these looks? What's your opinion on these shimmers? Are these your kind of shimmers? Do you try to stay away from the super textured flaky ones? What do you think? Personally, I really like them. I have a ton of texture on my eyelids, and I don't care. They're so pretty. I don't care if it does bring out the texture a little bit. They're just really pretty. Who's getting close enough to be able to see the texture anyway? Nobody. That's who. But I like both of these. I like these shadows. We'll talk about that more in a minute though. Let's do the highlighter. Just because it's new to me, of course, I'm going to use the Samantha Ravndal little fan brush here for the highlight. Okay, so this side we're going to do the purpley pinky one. This side we'll do the green one. Makes sense, I think. One of the cool things about this is there really isn't a base color to these. So when you're looking straight on, it almost looks like there's nothing there until you turn your head. So let's make sure I have the right one here. Oh yeah. That is so pretty. Boop, boop. Holy smokes. You can buff that out if you want to, of course, obviously. So let's look at it straight on. Am I lying? I don't know how it's gonna look on camera, but I can't see it in the mirror. And there it is. It's so pretty though. So pretty. Okay, before I forget, let's go ahead and pop the highlighter on the inner corner here on top of this. I'm covered in fallout and shimmer and glitter bukkake freaking everywhere. Everywhere. This is one of the times I feel like I'm still going to be finding sparkles on my face in a week. I'm going to go ahead and spray it and just pop it on. I don't know. I mean, it gave it a little something more, but honestly, I think either way, with or without it, that green shimmer is really enough. Like, it's light enough and it stands out enough. I don't think you really need to do the highlighter on top. I don't notice a huge difference. Really not much at all. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. Here we go. Oh my goodness. Ooh. Wow, that's a pretty color too. If you are not into the sparkly highlights, these may not be for you. I'm going to show you a trick though quick while I'm thinking about it. If you do have a super, it is everywhere. If you do have a super like glittery, shimmery highlighter, and maybe like you bought it not knowing that and that's not your kind of thing, I'm going to show you a little trick to kind of get it to look more wet looking and melt into the skin a little bit more. One sec. Okay, I have these shimmer sticks. One is a Ciate London Dewy Stick. It basically, like, it basically just has the texture of a really thin, like Vaseline maybe. I don't think this is meant to be a highlighter. I could be wrong in that. I know when this first, like, I got this on BoxyCharm, and I know one of the people that I saw unboxing was like, what what is this? It's not a highlighter. I don't know that it's ever meant to be a highlighter, but this is what works really nicely to tap over that. There's also an e.l.f. one. I don't know how much the Ciate London was, but I'm sure it's more than e.l.f. This is the exact same thing. It is just clear for the most part, kind of that waxy texture. So you just take this. I'm gonna use the, ooh, did I break something? I sure did. I cracked it. Oh my God. Okay, anyway, I'm gonna use the Ciate London one simply just because it is bigger. And I'm just gonna put it on my finger and I'm gonna tap it on top here. I mean, it's not going to fool anybody that it's a lit within glow, but look at how much more it like melts into the skin and looks more wet looking instead of glittery shimmer. This works really nicely. This would also be a good thing to do to tap over your more glittery ones if you don't want it getting everywhere. You see the difference? Let's go ahead and do it on the other side, just for the heck of it. It just really makes it look like it's melting in a little more. Makes a huge difference. So maybe get yourself some of these if this is something that you struggle with. Okay, let's wrap up with thoughts on the collection. Let's start with the boring stuff. The liner and the mascara. I like the liner, and I'm not saying there's anything special because I don't think it is, but it works fine. Like I said, it goes on really opaque. It covers this shimmer, which is actually kind of impressive. Some formulas don't do that very well. This one did it just fine. The mascara is fine. I will continue to use it on my lower lashes. It doesn't do anything for my top ones whatsoever. I mean, it makes them black at least because my lashes are basically transparent, but that's about it. Doesn't lengthen, doesn't give them volume. You know, there's nothing special about it. It's cute though. The lashes, I love these lashes so much so that I think the next time I get something from GlamLite, I'm probably, if they're still in stock, I'm probably going to grab another pair. Oh, I do want to see it say, I will have all the details about the collection in the description box. At the time I'm filming this, everything is still available, including the full collection set with the, like the PR box, which, I mean, it's not that special of a box, but it is displayable if you want to do that. But everything's still available. I'll have it in the description box along with whatever discount codes that I can find. I will leave those down there as well. The lip products I think are nice. What's this? How long has that been there? Why didn't anyone tell me? I think they're fine. They're very creamy. They're a little bit messy. They stay on pretty well, but they stay creamy. They don't dry down, so they do transfer a lot. I will say, I don't know if it's still available anymore, but this lock-on lip primer from e.l.f. is really, really good, especially for these kind of lipsticks that are a little smeary, can get a little messy. This is really nice and tacky to keep it on for the most part, but because these are so creamy and kind of messy, I don't know that I would be wearing these very often, so it's probably a good thing they didn't come out with any, like, you know, a dark purple or a green in this formula, because it would be everywhere, in my personal opinion. I think they're a little too creamy for what I like. And then obviously the palettes. Listen, these color stories I love. I think if you like these color stories, I don't think you'd be disappointed. For me, the mattes performed wonderfully. They were buttery and soft and they blended out really nicely. I did not have any problems blending them. They didn't get patchy. They didn't blend away. Even building them, they built on each other just fine. And the shimmers, I mean, they shimmery. They're real sparkly and shimmery and chunky, and they will get everywhere. So you need either a glitter primer or spray. As far as how it looks spraying versus the glitter primer, I think that, I mean, they look the same as far as on the lid. I do feel like I got less fallout with the glitter primer on this side versus spraying over here. I do think it was a little bit less. It's still messy. Definitely do your base last to avoid that, because no matter how careful I was, I could not avoid it. And brush off brush off your lashes before you put your base on because the particles get stuck in there, and when you do your lashes and mascara, they will fall down on your face. But I think that they are beautiful. I love these colors. I love the shades that are in here so much, and these shimmers are they're just so special. They're beautiful. They're beautiful. I love these. I love the collection. I could have lived without the liner and the mascara and maybe had something a little more fun. I don't know what, but but I mean, it's fine. Those were fine. They just weren't exciting. It didn't really add much to the collection for me. The highlighters I really like. I kind of do maybe. Like, look at how much of a huge difference there is putting this on top. I think this is going to stay tacky though, so you may want to just kind of dab some powder on to mattify it a little bit. But I do love the highlighters because I love me sparkly, glittery, see me from space, gorgeous highlighters. If those kind of highlighters are not your thing, then maybe these aren't for you, or you can use some of those dewy sticks to tap over it. I think it does really make a big difference. I think so, at least. So yeah, that about sums it up. I have a whole playlist of fun collections right over here that you can check out next. Thanks so much for hanging out with me today. I'll see you in the next